Hello everyone, I'm Rainbow Color Warrior. I'm here to talk about things that perked my interest at SDCC 2019.
Is Comic-Con finally over?
You mean like forever? No. It'll never, ever be over. Although I think attendance is down. I think people are losing interest because it's nothing but a big advertisement.
It's a media hype machine.
It's the only reason it exists anymore. It used to be, you would go there and actually look at comic books, and maybe there'd be one has-been. Lou Ferrigno would be there.
So those days are long.
Those days are long gone, and now it's just Disney trying to shove their dick up your
Whoa!
However, there are several things that I'm not going to talk about for one reason or another. I don't have an HBO subscription and I'm not getting it just for Watchmen. I saw the Zack Snyder movie on Netflix earlier this year and I liked it, and I'll probably try to watch this if I ever can. This is literally all that they announced at the CDCC, that there'd be another season of Young Justice. That's it. Outsiders hasn't even finished its second half yet. I'll watch it. I like Young Justice, but that's literally all that they announced. Hey, there's gonna be another season of Young Justice. Don't worry, it's not gonna be canceled again. We're not Cartoon Network. I need to get the Blu-ray for season 1. I need to watch more than just the first episode and the first 10 minutes of the second. If I like it enough, then I'll resubscribe to DC Universe. If not, then I'll just wait for the Blu-ray for season 2. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started. The sudden shift in Gennady Tartakovsky's career has been an odd one to me. I watched practically every show he's worked on when I was growing up. I watched pretty much every show that was on Cartoon Network back in the early 2000s, to be honest. The last show that Gennady had been the creator and showrunner for was Symbionic Titan. Sadly, that was cancelled due to it not being able to get a toy license in order to gain more funding. I'll probably get back to watching it again at some point because what I remembered from it, I remembered liking it. A lot. So much. But after Symbionic Titan's cancellation on CN, Gennady went over to Sony and directed 2 films for Adam Sandler's production company, Happy Madison, Hotel Transylvania, and its sequels. That's something to keep in mind. Most of the shows Gennady either showrunned, created, or was heavily involved with by that point were meant for all audiences. There were definitely moments in those shows that were dark and a bit risque, but besides from an adult swim cartoon he directed, which is a concept made by a fellow CN storyboarder and writer, Gennady hadn't really done anything that was meant for older audiences. That is, until December 2015, where the thing people had been awaiting for a decade had finally been announced. Samurai Jack would be returning for a 5th and final season on Adult Swim, with Gennady Tartakovsky's showrunning, with many of the original crew returning to finally end Jack's story after so long. Without Cartoon Network restrictions, Gennady was able to create a final season of Jack that was darker in tone, more violent, and allowed Gennady to finally bring Jack's story to a definitive end. Some people that I've interacted with online had issues with the ending, but overall, I liked the final season and thought it was a satisfying conclusion to Jack's story. Much better than another series finale that came out this year. Once Samurai Jack had finally concluded, a lot of people, including myself, asked the question, what's next for Gennady Tartakovsky? Hotel Transylvania 3 was confirmed for the following year, but the big question for many was when was he going to make another show? Last year, a trademark was filed for Gennady Tartakovsky's Primal, and on May 14th this year, a 30-second teaser was released, showcasing the show's art style and animation. It looks interesting to me to say the least. It's apparently being animated by a French studio called Studio La Chachette. I can't pronounce that, I'm sorry. I haven't seen anything they've done, but it looks like this will be a good introduction. After I watched the teaser from a few months ago and the clip shown at this year's Comic-Con, I had a theory about the show that was confirmed by Gennady himself when I decided to hunt down any interviews that may have been done with him during CDCC, and I came across this one that IGN had done. He also confirmed the characters' names and talked about some of the themes and influences about the show itself.
Absolutely, it's very raw, it's gritty, and it's very pulpy, actually, too. It's kind of inspired by the old Conan novels to a degree, and I love just to drop these characters somewhere. There's something horrific that happens, and we watch how fun it is for them to try to get out. Even in the first season of Jack, everybody's favorite sequences were all the non-dialogue ones, right? And I thought, wow, I wonder if I could take all the best sequences and put them together in a show, and if it could work. And that's kind of how the birth of Primal kind of came around. Is we have 10 episodes, no dialogue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it's very visceral, and we've got 3 episodes that we've completely finished now, and you don't miss the dialogue. And what's really come out of it is when you're watching it and there's no dialogue, you have to pay attention. You can't like text on your phone and still hear the radio play. You have to be invested in it. And we've had a couple of screenings now, and sure enough, people are like eating, and all of a sudden they stop eating and they're watching, and 22 minutes later they're like, oh, right, I was eating something.
It's show don't tell. Do these characters have names, or is it just
We call them Spear and Fang.
Spear and Fang? Okay.
Yeah, but no, they don't. They don't call each other anything.
This looks like it could be a very ambitious show, and it's refreshing to see Adult Swim do something like this, like something like Samurai Jack Season 5, not some pseudo-intellectual, poorly animated show with a cult-like and annoying fan base that's honestly so far it's up its own ass, and that's become hard to watch. It certainly seems like it's going to be continuing the dark tone and the graphic violence of the final season of Samurai Jack, thanks to Gennady being able to work under Adult Swim and not Cartoon Network. Also, like Samurai Jack, the series will rely more on visuals to tell its story rather than dialogue. Even less so since there's only one voice actor confirmed so far.
Welker making grunting sounds or anything?
No, I got this guy, Aaron LaPlante, who I've worked with before. He's amazing, and he kind of yells and grunts and sighs, and there's a lot of subtlety to it. It's actually a lot more difficult than you'd think it would be.
I'm definitely sold on this show. I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out this fall.
Oh, is that the logo? I like it.
I'm definitely sold on this show. I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out this fall. I'm definitely curious about this show. My thoughts of it when it was first announced, I think maybe back in 2017. I don't remember, but I was like, why? After that, I was kind of just neutral about it, or I just kind of forgot about it since it wasn't a big priority. I remember a teaser came out a while ago, and I remember reusing the new Adventures of Batman models for Harley and Ivy, and that it was Flash animated. Then I rewatched the trailer while I was writing the script. Yeah, the art style and animation are the same as what was shown in this year's trailer, only Harley was wearing her classic headdress and the domino mask, not the new 52 inspired look that she'll be rocking in the show. I was surprised that there seems to be characters outside of the Batman mythos in this show. There are various other villains that appear in the trailer from other rogues gallery, like Sleuthor appears, which means Superman might come in at some point. Aquaman appears, and one of Harley's friends, I guess, that are going to be major characters in the show is a character called Dr. Psycho, who looks a lot like Think Tank from Venture Bros to me, who is a Wonder Woman villain, apparently, and she's confirmed to appear in this series at some point, voiced by Vanessa Marshall. Much to my surprise, Batman, who is to no one's surprise is going to appear in this show, is going to be voiced by Rich Bader, reprising his role as the Dark Knight from Batman the Brave and the Bold, along with Law & Order SVU's Christopher Maloney as Commissioner Jim Gordon. I'll give this show a try, and if I don't like it, then I won't watch it. Then again, I binge-watched the entire first season of Paradise PD on Netflix after Black Friday. I don't know why I did that. It's probably because I had just bought a new smart TV for about $248. Let's move on to the last thing. I just gotta be honest, I didn't really like Change Your Mind. It had its moments, but the resolution to the Diamonds just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The worst being White Diamond. She's a genocidal dictator whose empire over the millennia has invaded multiple planets, sucks the resources, and destroys the native life to keep their empire going. Killed probably hundreds of species of aliens. Besides that, she's clearly meant to be an analog to an abusive mother, as shown with her interactions with Steven/Pink/Rose Quartz and the other diamonds. She lobotomized Pink's original pearl and turned her into a meat puppet. She ripped out Steven's gem, which probably would have killed him if he didn't get back to it, but despite all that, he still attempts to reason with her, and he succeeds, and then all is forgiven. Really? Just like that? Lately, there's this thing I'm noticing, and in this year alone, I've noticed 3 examples of it, of antagonistic characters or straight-up villains in children's shows or entertainment being forgiven so easily. Now, I've heard people argue it's better for people to be reformed rather than punished. Maybe our society would be a better place if we were like that. Maybe that's what the people behind the properties these characters appearing are trying to say, but there needs to be consequences to our actions in life. I just don't feel that White Diamond reserve any. Same with the characters shown in the image I showed or the examples I gave. Alright, I gotta talk about the movie. Even though I didn't like Change Your Mind, I plan to watch the movie anyway. I have to wonder if the movie is going to be the cap off to the series because I haven't heard an official confirmation for a season 6. There have been rumblings, but Cartoon Network hasn't announced officially anything yet. So this might be it. It looks like I might be taking a glass approach to this whole thing. I like what came before, so I might as well finish it.
If you like Unbreakable and Split, well then you gotta finish it. It's the last film and you saw the first two, so why not see the third? If you like Unbreakable and Split, well then you gotta finish it. It's the last film and you saw the first two, so why not see the third? If you like Unbreakable and Split, well then you gotta finish it. Bom bom.
Good for you.
Steven Universe the movie. September 2nd.
Steven finally has a neck now, that's good. He might have lost some weight too. The way Connie struggled to carry him back and change around probably made him realize how much out of shape he was, and he needed to get into shape, or at least lose at least 40 or 60 pounds. You know, cut down on the soda, maybe cut it out completely and switch to sparkling water. Do some exercise. Can only help. Craig sure needs it as well, but he looks for the same in this time skip. The villain, whoever she is, does look interesting. She's animated differently than any character we've seen on the show so far, and like many other point out, she looks like a cartoon from the 1930s, like something that was made by Max Fleischer, or more for a modern reference that was really inspired by Max Fleischer. Think 2017's Cuphead. I'll watch the movie, and if I don't like it, I guess I'm done with the series. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about this year's Comic Con. There wasn't anything that blew me away like Godzilla the King of the Monsters, so hoping there's something better for next year.